Welcome, everybody, to another episode of SHU Doing. I am Aaron Burrell alongside my co-host, Paul Guarino.
Let's get it.
We are joined by a very special guest, the one, the only.
OKC Imeokparia.
There we go. See, I wasn't going to butcher it, but I know him as Juice. We go back. We all do.
Way back.
Yeah, this is way back like wave caps. So this is a special episode of SHU Doing. We like to talk with the alumni about what they are doing, and we have a very distinguished guest in our presence. So let's start with where you're from and how you got to Sacred Heart.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all having me here, man. This is major. Just like you were saying, like we go way back. It's crazy to have us here now. Kind of, you guys got the show, being able to come back and put on for SHU, this is dope opportunity. But yeah, so my name is OKC Imeokparia, from Philadelphia, born and raised, grew up there. Did an extra year of prep school at the high school in Norfolk Mount Herman. It's in Western Massachusetts. Shout out to Norfolk Mount Herman, because literally, if it wasn't for that school that year, I probably wouldn't even be doing media.
That's crazy.
I had my own radio show, and we were doing media content. And I was like, yo, this is dope. I was trying to be like my older brother before he was like in a business route. So
okay.
I did that, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
Landed at SHU from shout out to Coach Wiss. He was a former defensive coordinator here. I played football. Also ran track as well. Class of 2017. Being here at SHU, I was able to meet so many great people like y'all. In my time, I was able to play football, do track. I did track for 2 years, but everything we did was I was able to connect with so many people.
Got some rings.
Got a couple of rings. Actually, 10 years tomorrow, bro.
Ooh, that's
10 years.
Crazy to think about.
10 years.
Did they have something this year? Oh, is that what? Are they doing it tomorrow?
Yeah, they're doing I guess a halftime tribute to the team,
really?
The 2013 team. That was don't hold it to me, but I think that might have been the first Division I, 1AA conference championship in Sacred Heart history that we had that year. So
I believe
2013. So that was major.
And then y'all went back to back.
Back to back.
Speak on it.
Back to back, man. So actually, that 2013 year, that team was loaded, man. So many great players. Gordon Hill, Charlotte Spence, RIP. That's big, bro.
Mm-hmm.
RJ Noel, Tyler Doobie, Paul Link. Let's go on and on. It was like great football players, great people. And they was great leaders, and they was able to lead us to a championship. I redshirted my freshman year, so I was there kind of just watching and playing, a scout team my freshman year, helping them get right. But that 2014 year, I was able to come in, play my role as a starting kick returner. Did my thing. I was able to contribute a lot. 2014 and help us get the back-to-back year. So that was dope.
That's crazy, man. It's so funny going back on all this, because we've been talking with alumni about this and just the journey and meeting different people throughout their time at Sacred Heart. And I feel like I remember when you came and you started returning, because I remember they were like, oh, we got this dude, he run track, he's so fast. Like I was like, all right, let me see, because I was on the soccer team, for those who may not know, and I live with a lot of football players. At Robert Dim.
Shout out Dim.
Yeah, shout out to Dim, because he gonna listen to this. So I was always at the games and always seeing y'all doing y'all thing, and it was crazy to see from when we were freshmen, from where the team went to those years. Was you can't really, that's a full 180 completely.
Yeah, it was wild, because I I remember coming up for my visit in 2013, that winter.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much stuff that we were still building. I remember coming in the 63s, that was something that was the spot. And Linda's was just about to open.
Yeah.
And they was like, yo, yeah, Flick, definitely. Flick all day. But they was like, yo, Linda's about to open up. It's gonna be crazy. I was like, yo, it was so much construction being done on campus, but it was just like, again, like just coming in then and then even to that fall, it was so much that changed. But yeah, that team, man, literally nothing was the same. That was like that was pretty much like our theme.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
on the ring.
Yeah.
And nothing was the same. It was crazy. That was just like the album for the team. And it literally was like that because like everyone knew what the goal was coming in. It's like, okay, we're gonna help change the culture of what we're trying to do here. And literally, like from 2013 to now, I don't know how many championships we got.
It's crazy.
In the conference, probably like 6 now, 6, 7.
Y'all really started. Y'all, everyone said we were gonna start a dynasty, and look at it now.
Yeah.
Y'all spoke it into existence. So nothing but respect for that.
Before we get off the football topic, like as a running back, and I'd say like Kashad has kind of started that trend, passed the baton, and now like Julius Chestnut just went to the NFL, and now Malik Grant is now leading the chart. Like, what is that like to you? You're in that fold of the running back.
It's crazy to see because again, like. And like we can't even miss out on Sean Bell. He was the.
You guys had 3-headed monster too.
Yeah. It was. It started with them. It was. It was at first my freshman year. It was Kashardis, Sean Bell,
Greg Moore.
Tino, he was up there too as a running back, and like that was like the leaders. They kind of showed us the way. Then it was like, all right, when they graduated, they passed the torch to me, Nate Chavius, and Jay Kroom. And we kind of did our thing. Then we passed it to, Meacham, who, turned up. Him and Eli, Eli had some injuries, but he, was definitely a force. And they kind of kept it going and it so on and so forth. And Julius and now Grant, they're all great athletes and just out here dominating. I feel like if you want a running back in the NEC, I feel like just come to Sacred Heart. If you want to be a running back, and you want to like put on, come to Sacred Heart.
It's your Suge Knight. If y'all want to win championships,
for real.
Listen, we can spend all day chopping it up, talking old memories of football, but we do want to talk about the career because honestly, I think a lot of people, when we always, especially as athletes, we put so much time and effort into our craft as athletes. That transition, sometimes, it can be tough at first when it's like all of a sudden this thing I've been doing my whole life is no longer there. I want to talk about your transition because it's like your second act. I mean, as just a fan and a friend, like it's amazing to see. So let's start with, the first years transitioning from, being a full-time athlete to now breaking into the media space.
But wait, hold up. Actually, but before, I know you mentioned like at your prep school you did some media. So like, was your major originally communication when you came in?
So my major at first was undecided, but I was leaning towards business. Like I said, I looked up to my brother a lot. He, as the youngest, looking up to my older brothers, but my brother Ed, he, kind of was like that person that I was like, I want to be just like him growing up. And he was like a business major and everything. He played football. He played at Florida State. So was just trying to be like him. And literally throughout all high school, I was taking business classes and everything. Like I was on track to do that.
I don't know what they were doing down there, but I didn't have no classes in high school, like business and media and all that.
Yeah, like we had, we had media at Newark High School, but it was, I don't know. I was just locked into that route. I was taking like accounting classes and all type of finance. I was in like the
Bro, the only the only business class I took in high school was business math, and it was adding 1 + 1.
Nah, they had
how to write a check.
Hey, that's major though. That's major.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know how to do that. Some people got to Google it. Like, yo, how do you write a check for $200? Like people really do got to do that. But I mean, I'm grateful to be able to go to those high schools to kind of open my eyes to help kind of push me towards what I wanted to do. But yeah, that coming in, I was undecided, and I was either between the two. I even took some like business classes, whatever, but the media classes was just better. I'm not gonna lie, and that just like, okay, this is what I want to do. I know I want to be in this field. I wasn't too sure exactly what, but I wanted to be in this field.
Okay, yeah. And so then you get to Sacred Heart, get your degree. Now we're looking for a job. What's that transition like? There's a lot of students who will be going through that transition soon.
Honestly, it was tough. it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, but I was blessed to, still have. So when I graduated at SHU in 2017, I had an extra year eligibility in football. So I was coming back for grad school already. But my time here, I think, was major for students to do is try to be involved in so many different type of things, and I was involved in working in IT. Um, um, and I was able to get like a job, a student work job
Mm-hmm.
in IT, working, doing stuff, and then that led to basically being a GA,
Mm-hmm.
and then from the GA that led to getting a full time job in IT, and that was major because I was still in school, um, and I was so like I had to. While I was a GA, I had the football scholarship plus the GA like tuition stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped helped me get all my classes and everything in order. But then, after the season, it went into being a full time job, and I think that was major. That I was able to make money
Mm-hmm.
while still trying to get into that avenue, that lane that I was trying to get into in media, but
Gotcha.
working in something else. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just
Yeah.
gotta be open to everything,
Yeah.
and everybody's journey is gonna be a little different. So that was just mine. That worked for me. That allowed me to stay on campus, work on campus, and um, stay connected to like the athletes. So I was shooting a lot of stuff with sports related. So I was shooting the games, basketball games, football games,
Mm-hmm.
soccer, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
just to get my reps in really, and that helped me, you know, uh, start building my portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely get out there. If you're trying to get into, as like a videographer or something, get out there and just shoot as much as possible, because you got to get your reps in.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of took that as kind of like being an athlete again,
Mm-hmm.
and that was my daily routine. Like, okay, go to work, but then I gotta learn something every day. I gotta like get my reps in. I gotta go shoot something, or I gotta learn a new skill or something like that. And then me and Paul, we linked up and we started doing a lot of work, which was dope. And I was able to kind of like work with higher athletes, which was like the first time besides like my teammates,
Mm-hmm.
um, and was able to get that work, get that type of skill set underneath my belt, and that helped me put together my show reel, and that pushed me out there for my first job.
I want to go back to some of that when you talk about getting your reps in, because I feel like that's something that's so important, is getting out there and actually just doing it. And it's funny because I remember back in those days, I remember you were living with Carl, a
Yeah.
friend of ours. Shout out Carl.
Shout out Carl.
And Carl, I remember coming to me and he was like, "Hey B, you've been doing out." He's like, "You've been wanting to do a lot of stuff out in the field." And PG and I were doing some stuff. We would just come here. We would rent the cameras from the school, but I'm like, shooting was never my thing. I never wanted to. I never pretended that shooting was my thing. So I was talking to him one day, and we were, obviously, we were doing a podcast, and so Carl was like, he's like, "Yo, my roommate Juice, he been shooting, and he's like really hungry, bro. Like, you got to come link with him." And I remember I came over to y'all's house one day, and we just were chopping it up. I think I was just stopping by with Carl. I don't know what we're doing, bullshit, but
Carl.
yeah. So anyway, I remember us talking, and I was like, bro, if I would love to, because I remember I seen you putting together the highlight tapes for the football players, and I was like, nah, I know he's like that when it comes to this stuff. Like, and it was a hunger to me, because I was like, I saw the hunger that I had when it came to getting out in the field, and I wanted to be interviewing people and interviewing athletes, and PG and I were always talking about it. And so I go back to the projects that we worked on, and I think about them still, and I'm like, really, these set me up in my career to a whole nother level. When I got hired in my current role at Hearst, in the interview process, my manager was like, I was watching something you did with the Jamaican women's soccer team, and I was like, hold on, this isn't something he did for NBC. Let me ask some more questions. And we really went into it in depth. And she told me after she hired me, she was like, it really was that work that you were putting in outside of here that made me hire you. And I think about them projects, and even like think about all the athletes we interviewed. We interviewed Renee in her last year. We interviewed the Allison and Chantel Swaby. Both of them started at 2 World Cups. Like, it's
crazy.
And we were just students, like fresh out of school, just trying to
make it.
Exactly, and now it's like, it's crazy because I want to transition into your current role, your full-time role, if you want to go ahead and let the people know where you currently work.
Yeah, so I currently work at Overtime. I'm a shooter, producer, editor, pretty much do everything that you might need to get done in the field or behind the scenes for a project for overtime.
And Overtime is obviously such a massive brand, and
Yes.
it's continuing to boom like
Mhm.
at a. So I would love to hear, getting them reps. How did that help you? Did you feel confident when you stepped in the door the first day and they sent you out into the field and you were like, listen, this is, it's, as you said, muscle memory. You got your reps.
Yeah, definitely, because literally, like, when we would go shoot us three, it'd be just us three.
Yeah.
Or it'd be times it'd just be me and Paul, and like that's it. And like, okay, you got to make sure the audio's checked. You got to make sure the visual, the white balance, everything is on point. Also, we need photos, so you got to take photos too.
Yeah.
Make sure you're taking notes for like field notes for when you go back to start editing and everything. And then you got to edit that stuff too.
Yeah.
So like, I was prepared a long time ago for the role I'm at now, from getting these reps at before actually getting hired to like a full-time job.
Mhm.
And that was just being hungry to go out there and get it to just want to be successful. Honestly, that's
Mhm.
it. It's just like I wanted it that bad, so I was willing to do whatever I had to do to make sure I got to the spot that I need to get to.
Nothing worse.
Yeah, no, and I want to even go back to your first job, which was OKC Thunder, and then you went to Virginia Football. So, like, all those experience you had, a pro team and then a college team, and now media conglomerate, which also has leagues and now boxing too. So, how has that all been? And like, seeing those different platforms.
Yeah, so I started working for OKC Thunder after I got out of Sacred Heart.
Moved to Oklahoma.
Moved to Oklahoma. Yo,
How was that transition?
do not sleep on Oklahoma. Like, OKC.
Yo, he told me about something about pizza too in Oklahoma.
Yo, all right. For real. The best pizza I ever had is from Oklahoma City, Hall's Kitchen. Yo, Hall's. If y'all, what camera? What camera are we looking at? We looking at this one?
Ahead,
Hall's Kitchen. Listen, I love y'all pizza. If y'all trying to sponsor Golden Goals, that would be so much love. I'll go out there and do a promo for free. But just give me pizza, all right? But nah, Hall's Kitchen definitely top two and not two when it comes to pizza. I promise you. But Oklahoma, man, Oklahoma City, never been there ever. But again, just I was destined to make sure that I got the spot that I wanted to be in, and I was able to get the opportunity to work with a pro team. I was like, I'm not turning this down.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in Oklahoma. Like, I'm gonna go out there.
Yeah.
Went out there and literally like had a blast out there. Like, it was wonderful. My time there was great, working with so many different people, and I think that was something that I was new to. A lot of stuff I was doing by myself when it comes to like editing or creative work. I always bounce ideas off y'all or anything or Marquis, but it was like never like every single day. Like, so going there and working with them, we had about like 6 other videographers. We had a design team. We had a photography team. Like, it was crazy to see.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, I'm gonna learn something from this person. I'm gonna learn something from that person. I'm gonna learn something from that person. And because I went in there just thinking like, yo, I don't know as much. They've been here longer than me, so I need to learn from them.
Yeah.
And I just took it as that was just a sponge, soaked up all the game that I could. And I ain't gonna lie, I got humbled too. Like, my first shoot was with the Rockets. At the Rockets game preseason, it was me and my former coworker, Michael Zubak, shout out Zuby, and I was shooting baseline and I was getting some shots and stuff and just doing some stuff, and I'm someone who likes creative criticism, and he literally like, yo, he put me to the office afterwards when we got back from the trip. He's like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro, you need to step your game up. And I was like, yo, for real? Like, I thought I did good. But he broke it down like, yo, you're just not just shooting. You can't just go out there and just point the camera and shoot or whatever. Like, yo, you need to really like tell a story within things. Like, you should be able to pull different stories from this one game. Like, it can be either like the highs, or you can pull the lows, or you can like find little things, little nuances to make sure that your storytelling is on point. And also just like, you need cutaway stuff. You need to be able to like you need to cover everything just in case it's like, you're the only one that's shooting. Luckily, he was there shooting, so like the piece came out good and everything. But he broke it down to me in a way that I never really saw it before. And then I was like, okay, all right. So started like each time I went out there, it was like, okay, I need to get better at doing this or whatever. And so on and so forth. Like times go by, like again, more reps. I was able to kind of get to a point where I feel like confident to go shoot whatever it may be. But you got to be open to feedback and stuff from people because, again, like I said, I was working kind of a lot of stuff solo. So it was really just like my eye to it. Like, oh, if it looked good, then like, it's fine. But like, have other people break it down and like, yo, nah, you got to step this up. You got to do this, or like, this is like slightly off. You can fix this, whatever. I think that was major at working with OKC, having feedback from so many people and then learning from them and getting better each time. And that led me to be able to. I left OKC and I went to UVA as a creative director for the football team. And again, just like knowing from so many people how to like critique work or manage stuff or media manage or whatever it may be, I was able to run the program. We did numbers that we had never done before at UVA. So I think for National Sign Day, we were like the top 40, top 30 for like ranking wise in the nation, and it's 120 teams. So like that's major, I think. And like we never had that. Like we were hitting numbers across the board and on social media platforms that we had never reached. And I think that's just from all the time working with people and learning from people and just doing work. And again, that was a small team, so it was me and like 2 other people. So kind of back in the field of like constantly doing everything, and that helped me get ready even more for where I'm at now.
That's crazy. What was the transition like going? Obviously, as a shooter, there's so many different variables, but when you're shooting indoors, it's way more controlled. Now you're back outdoors with football. Thankfully, it's your, your bread and butter, if you will. But what was that transition going back outside?
It's tough. It's crazy though, but I think basketball harder
really
because it's smaller and it's a lot faster. Like you got to constantly be like ready. Like there's breaks in football. Like you can call a play, you get tackled, 5-yard game. They got to go back to the huddle and like okay, you can kind of adjust. But like say LeBron catch it off the wing, yam it, and someone like, oh no, he just disrespected me. Like they toss the ball back down. They are down court trying to go back and get back at LeBron or something. Like you got to be ready for all those things. So basketball was definitely probably the hardest thing I've shot. Hockey though, hockey is tough because I can't really skate. you gotta be on the ice with it. But nah, it was just like just learning. Again, just kind of being that you have to constantly adjust for football because like you start during the day, the sun is going to start moving, so you got to start kind of adjusting the cameras and everything, but also like being in sync with so many other people. Like I said, I was a creative director, so I was also kind of leading a team. So having to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Literally each play was tough, but it was like I was able to learn that early on and gain that experience.
And now at overtime, you're shooting basketball, football. What else are you shooting? Basketball?
Literally anything.
I mean, not boxing, I meant to say.
It could be anything. Like we started doing the boxing down in Atlanta. Trying to get down there, but that's something that I have experience doing, working with Paul. Honestly, like I feel like I'm ready to shoot a boxing match right now if it need be. But literally anything that comes up, we'll cover it. If it's entertaining to the media and will gain traction, I think that's something that they'll push for because they're always trying something new.
Yeah.
Is there any sport that you haven't filmed yet that you want to? Some pickleball.
Pickleball is lit. I played pickleball in OKC, bro. I'm nice with it, bro. I'm nice. That was the first time I heard about it. I was like, yo, what is this?
You early with it because I feel like pickleball just blew up. So you might be low key really nice with it because if you were playing from back then,
they were. They had like venues like made for just pickleball out there, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. But it was like this. It was like an event. Like you would play pickleball, but then like it was like a bar and everything too. Like you get food and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I wouldn't be surprised if Overtime gets into it. I mean, I don't know what is going on, but see all the athletes and celebrities investing into it. So I haven't really seen it on TV or like clips yet, but I'm assuming that's going to be coming.
There is a pro pickleball
yeah,
league.
there's a league.
Yeah.
It's on ESPN, I think, right?
Yeah. Not just the Ocho, like ESPN.
My algorithm.
We don't want to know what yours looks like. Anyway, we will move
just
on.
Sports. But anyways, actually, I wanted to ask you too. Now you're a professor. Did you ever think you were going to become a professor?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it when I was in grad school. I was like, yo, because I just enjoy doing what I do. I think that's a big part of it. And I do remember having a class where like there was some people that I ain't trying to blast them, but there was a class that I remember having like my freshman year, and there was like an adjunct professor, and you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta be there for the check and do something, but they weren't really engaging with the students like that. They were just kind of there. And I didn't really learn something. And that was at the time when I was trying to decide if I wanted to go into media or something. Okay. And I look at that like, yo, like, my life could have changed if I kind of like took that class as like, okay, nah, I'm not going to do media or whatever. But I kind of kept doing stuff on my own. So I wanted to kind of be in it and talk to the students and be a part of it so that they can be like, see someone that's in the field now, but then also someone that's like really like that care about the students, but also for them to grow and get to the place where they want to be. Because like I ain't gonna lie, like when you get hired and you do something that's like, for me, like media and sports, and you get that job and you're able to go to these events, it's crazy. Like it's things that like some people could never probably ever do in their life. I've met people that, you know, people idolize and see on TV or whatever like that. You know, it's a great field to be in. So I just want to kind of pour that back, the knowledge that I learned, you know, in the process.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, even going to that point, like people you idolize and look down on TV and things like that. Like, what are because I have friends too that are not in the media world and they think like, you know, pro athletes and stuff. Like, what do your friends that aren't in this field like think?
They think it's dope. I remember, like I go back to like I went to the All-Star game, 2021, I believe.
NBA All-Star, right?
Yep. Oh. NBA All-Star. And
no, I think you were there 2020.
Was that the 2020?
Yeah, because it was right before COVID.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Wow.
Chicago.
Cold as ever, dog. I had a jacket with a hoodie on underneath, and it felt like it was piercing through the jacket into my chest. I was like, shout out to Chicago though. Chicago's cool, but just too cold for me.
Deep dish, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I don't even know why it's like a thing. Like, why is deep dish a thing?
It's really just a pie,
bro, and just sauce just thrown all on it. Like,
I don't get
Who wants that? Who wants that though? For real,
I don't get it.
It's definitely not Hoss. Definitely not Hoss. But yeah, no. People that like friends that I know, that know that I'm in the field and stuff like that. They were like sometimes I'll send them like pictures and stuff like if I'm shooting a game like pregame. Like I remember like my nephew was a big Embiid fan, and I sent him like that. And he was like, "Oh, yo, this is crazy! Like, this is wild." And my other nephew is a Giannis fan, and I took pictures of Giannis and everything. Like, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta get this blown up." So he got my picture now in his room, like framed and everything. Like,
that's cool.
It's dope because like again, like people like look up to them so much, and like they kind of look up to me in the sense that especially like my younger like nephews and nieces. They look at me as like the role model, so I'm just trying to like make sure I'm doing everything right.
Definitely are. I want to know because obviously throughout your journey, it's like you've learned a lot, but I think in order to learn, one has to be very self-aware and reflect on these things. So, where you are right now, what would you tell you just leaving college about the journey that you were about to go on?
Be patient. Listen to everybody. Like take in all the knowledge you can get, and keep grinding, man. Keep grinding and get your reps in. I think that's just all the main things. Patient when it comes to especially like the job hiring process. Like, yo, the amount of jobs I applied to coming out of college, like it was crazy, and I got rejected a lot. And I was just like, some people might get discouraged. I was like, all right, back to the drawing board. I just got to get better.
I got receipts.
I keep them.
Yeah, I got the receipts all through the email. It's like, oh nah, this, we saw your resume, it was nice, but we're gonna go with someone else.
Right.
Yo, that hurt so bad, but it's also kind of like it motivated me. Like, okay, why are they not hiring you? Mm-hmm. So, what do you got to do? You look at the work and stuff on the page, do your research, and then like, okay, let me try to like recreate that or try to do something better than that, and literally like that, keep on stacking days, of wins. Each day is like you try to get better, 1% better, and you'll be fine. Just gotta stay with it, stay patient, trust the process. Shout out to Philly.
Before we get out of here, PG, I know you got I know you like to keep them, our guests on their toes. What do you got for Juice today?
Well, one serious question first, but I guess what advice would you give to either students or maybe like a young person going into their career?
Again, be patient, stay hungry. Like definitely know that if you're trying to get into the sports media, it's going to be a grind when you get there. There's going to be long days, there's going to be times where like you be like, dang, bro, like we've been working 7 days straight, because like you think about it, like sports, let's say for NFL, like everything leads up to Sunday and then it's back to it on Monday. Like it doesn't really end. Then off season you might get a small break, but just be patient, stick with it, love what you do, man. And just always keep grinding, always try to keep growing, because no matter if you've been in the game for 10 years, you can always keep learning. You're fresh in the game. You can learn from someone, or you can give knowledge to someone, no matter where you at in this now, because like everyone's kind of evolving. Like don't stay stagnant.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much things coming out too. NFTs and AI. AI is crazy. Like everything's coming. Like just new things coming out too. All right, so we're gonna ask you some fun questions. Jake, I'm gonna put you on the spot in a couple of seconds so you could ask Juice a question. We have our producer. We gotta ask student question.
Jake?
But let's see. You've seen this alien stuff, right?
Yeah, man.
What do you think of it? You think aliens are real? You think those pictures are real? Or you think those corpses are real? Whatever they are.
All right, yo, I'm gonna be real with y'all. So.
Alien.
Stick with me on this. So my uncle used to be a professor at University of New Mexico, the Lobos. So we went out there one time, drove from the East Coast to New Mexico. I don't know why we didn't get a flight, but we got a big family, so like that's why it costs too much money. I was asleep one time. I was asleep on the way there. We was through Texas, getting into New Mexico or whatever. And I woke up. It's like 3 a.m, bro. Wake up in the car. We're driving, and like as I woke up, I could have just been dreaming, but I looked up, bro, and I saw something in the sky. I'm not lying, bro. I'm not lying.
I believe it. No, I
saw something out there.
Could have. That's near Area 51 in Nevada, right?
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah. They might be out there, bro. For real. So like I see the pictures. The pictures are funny, but I actually kind of, it's like I believe and I don't believe, but this is a chance. It's a small chance.
Fair enough.
Well, listen, if you are a student on Sacred Heart's campus and you happen to see this man on campus, stop him. He is a wealth of knowledge. He is clearly willing to give it out and help. So please take advantage of it. That's the one thing I think at Sacred Heart, that you have an unbelievable wealth of people with an unbelievable amount of knowledge. So definitely take advantage of it. This is a living legend on my side. So
Professor Juice.
Professor Juice.
It has been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on the show. This has been another great episode of What SHU Doing.